Oh, she's back. Oh, she's so back. I can get excited about this car now. What is going on, guys? My name is Lextasy. Welcome back to the channel. I am super excited. As you can tell, the GTR is back. We're just picking it up from the shop at like 9 o'clock at night. We got the tow rig going. We got the truck. We got the trailer. We got everything ready to roll. We're gonna strap this sucker down. We're gonna get it home and we're gonna talk about something. There is some bad news as well that I got while they were tuning the car, so I will go over all that. But without further ado, guys, let's get this GTR back on the trailer and get it home. And then, of course, we'll talk about everything once we get there. Woo! 30 minutes later, guys, but we are all set. The GTR is all locked up, hooked up, ready to go. First time ever really driving one of these trailers and first time putting a car on one of these trailers. And of course, it happened to be my GTR, so.
Let's just say you're probably gonna have to a new lip after this.
Yeah, we kind of knew that.
You sure you want to do this?
We don't have a choice. I really hope I did a good job, or else we're gonna be catching this GTR on E85 on the way home. So I'm so nervous, guys. I mean, look at that. Like, there's no space to make a mistake whatsoever. Not on that side, not on this side. So I really hope I did a good job. And if I did a good job, then the next video you guys are gonna see is of me, of course, talking about the GTR, driving it with you guys for the first time. I have not had a chance to drive it yet. I got here so late. I just, the whole family's with me. So wish me luck, guys. I hope I make it home all in one piece, and so does the car and the truck. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the next day and we made it home in one piece, safe and sound, no issues. The car didn't even move once, so I did a pretty good job, I would say, tying this sucker down. We went through rain, we went through traffic, construction, everything. So I'm super happy to get it home. I'm gonna drop it off the trailer and we're gonna start driving the crap out of this car. We also got a lot of E85 fuel, so we refueled everything. We refueled the car and now we refueled all the jugs as well. So we're ready for as much action as Asheville can bring us. So let's get this car off the trailer and let's go have some fun. The amount of cracking I just heard from that lip was so painful. Let's get this trailer out of the way and let's go have some fun. I'm gonna vent just real quick. As you can tell, GTR is in the garage. So you know all that cracking I just showed you in last video, and you know how it looks like I literally did like a ghetto rig setup to get the ramp off, or to get the GTR off with the ramp. Some lowlife at my apartments decided to steal one of the ramps last night while the truck and the trailer were parked with the GTR on it. So when I got here in the morning, one of the ramps, I slid out. I was excited about to get this thing off. Went to get the second ramp and second ramp is not there. So it's somebody stole it. I mean, how sad is that? And no, I didn't lose it last night because I remember putting the pin into behind the plate itself that kind of protects the ramp itself. So I know it was there. My wife double checked after me right before we took off from Atlanta. So I know it was there. That's what sucks. And whenever I got here, the pin was still there as well. So it's not like I didn't pin down the ramp itself. So it kind of sucks, man. And it's not even my trailer. I borrowed my my family relative's trailer. So now I gotta buy a new ramp. They're like $300 to $400 just for one piece. So it kind of sucks, man. I don't know why somebody would just steal literally one ramp, but luckily I got super lucky. There was actually a trailer parked right out here by that dumpster, and I just borrowed that ramp real quick, put it on there, get to rake some stuff underneath, and we got the GTR off. But as you heard, a lot of cracking happened, a lot. So that was painful. That was not supposed to happen like that. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need a new lip, guys, real soon, because take a look at that. I mean, this sucker's completely splitting apart at this point. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and order one. I've been kind of dreading doing it because it's like a $1,500 lip. So it's painful, but it is what it is, and you cannot see me at all. So let's hop in, guys. It's finally time to drive the GTR. It's been sitting here for a few hours. I did notice one thing when I was trying to get off the trailer is that it's super hard. Oh, that corn. You can smell the corn. But it's super hard to start the car, especially when it's cold outside. It's warmed up now. It's almost 80 degrees, so we should be good. But in the morning, it literally cranked for like 10-15 seconds. I had to shut it off and then crank it again. So let's give it a try. Hopefully it starts right up. That's what I'm talking about. It just, I don't know, it takes a second or two. So I guess that's normal for E85. You don't want to sit it in your fuel tank for too long. But let's get the sucker on the road. And then I'm gonna give my wife a ride too. So I'm excited to see what she thinks. He said I will definitely feel a difference. Let's see what it sounds and what it does. Hopefully more power, more torque and everything. So let's go. Oh my God, I'm so nervous, guys. I don't know what it's gonna be. We got a full tank of E85. I'm gonna put it in manual mode, second gear. Ready? Let's go. Oh, flip me upside down. Whoa, 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 that torque. Whoa, okay, okay, I feel the difference in that one. That was a second gear, and I just slowly eased into it. God, the reaction on this, man, the traction control, the steering response, it's so weird. I'm so used to the truck now for last week. This feels so weird to sit so low. All right, so that was like a second gear pull. It definitely is different. I absolutely think it is. I can tell, and what I love about this is, of course, there's no more black smoke coming out the back exhaust, so that's always a good sign. I hated that. I mean, the amount of times you have to clear the rear end because it's just the 93 fuel. I don't know, the way the timing works on these cars, just straight black smoke, you know. It looks like you're driving diesel, so. And go. Whoa, 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 buddy. Yo, that is amazing. It's so smooth too. I don't know, it doesn't, like, it's throwing you in the seat. I definitely know there's more power, absolutely. How much more power? I'd love to know. This is weird. Okay, so now I know what the difference is as well. I can tell. Fifth gear, never had this much power as it does right now. So I'm just cruising in fifth gear. But when I hit it, wow, it's actually got more pulling power in fifth now too. So it's not just the first, second, and third gears like you usually feel at the track. That's amazing. Okay, so all around it got more power now. All right, okay, okay. I would love to know what this will do. We gotta set something up tonight or another night. We gotta make something happen for sure. All right, we're gonna re-race some people. Absolutely re-race them. Oh, by the way, special thanks to Nissan. They actually got my seat fixed as well. So the back piece of it where it was rubbing off, it looked horrible right before I dropped it off. It was getting worse and worse. So there was like no more red literally on the corner of it. It was all black. They actually got it fixed for free. It was $3,800 for just the back piece of these seats, which is stupid. I don't know where they get the numbers from, but I was able to get a warranty claim going, and they get it done. All right, guys, I'm gonna do a few more pulls here. All right, second gear at 50 miles an hour or about 4,500 RPM and go. This car hasn't given me goosebumps in so long. Yes, okay, all right. Oh, baby. Oh, she's back. Oh, she's so back. I can get excited about this car now. You can definitely feel the difference, guys. Like, no joke. There is a difference in the torque and the horsepower as well. I feel like it pulls for a lot longer than it used to, and it pulls in higher gears as well. So that's important, because that way on the top end, like, these cars are known, you will always get a jump on whatever. It don't matter, you know, Corvettes, whatever. You'll always get a jump when you're doing roll racing or whatever, because all-wheel drive or just the torque. But then they will always catch up on you on the top end. So it's all about keeping that distance that you got from the beginning. Maybe we should make another trip to Mexico and call out some of the boys out there. Bring both cars, because the Audi R7 hasn't ran anybody since the work has been done, or the GTR. I swear it sounds different. It sounds more crisp, like it just feels like exhaust. Sounds like it's got a little bit of backfire. I did ask for the flames tune, and I think Sharif ignored all those messages. I sent that like 2 or 3 times. I was like, he's like, hey, the car's ready. I was like, oh, awesome, man. Did you get the flames done? And he was like, you and your flames. I was like, oh, cool. So did you get it done? He didn't say anything. I mean, I know it doesn't do much, but you know, GTRs, everybody knows the GTR, you shoot flames, but maybe he did do it. I don't know how tuning works, but we got to test it out maybe one night just to see what it does. So I've been through about 4 to 5 oil changes already. Sharif just did one for me as well. Oh man, you can really smell that corn. I love it. E85 all the way. We're saving the earth, man. We're running on ethanol, you know. But so 4 to 5 oil changes. They've been about what, 80 bucks a pop. So I've done, you know, $400 worth of oil changes in just a year. So it's cost a little bit, but of course that's all me. I mean, I got 23,000 pretty much miles on this car already. So I've enjoyed every freaking minute of this thing. I love it. I would love to do like a airfield, like a top mile per hour shootout, you know, just really let this sucker eat, man. I feel like it's more responsive now. Yeah, it definitely is. Absolutely. I mean, it's 80 degrees outside and you can actually hear the turbo spooling up. Back in the day, it had to be like cold weather, like cool weather to really hear that. So, oh man, I feel like the more I drive the car, the more like it was getting more power to it. I don't know, like, does it have to warm up? Is that what it is with the 85? I know it runs cooler. That's why we can push more power out of it, but I don't know. Oh, I'd love to see, is there a way to tell, like, if you got the E85 flex fuel kit, like where would you look under the hood? So I don't see any difference. Let's see if my non-mechanical eyes can figure anything out. I mean, I know the injectors are in there, but would there be like a flex fuel kit somewhere that plugs in, or what am I looking for, guys? I sound like a complete idiot, but that's how you learn, man. You just kind of have to scope it out and see what you find. That looks like different fittings. So that right there, that line that runs through here, that must be what feeds it into the fuel pressure lines and fuel lines themselves. So I'm just gonna roll with that. I think that's what it is, because those look like they're aftermarket. Yeah, they have to be. Okay, cool. So yes, I found it. I can pretty much call myself a master tech. So let's talk about the important questions, of course, that we have. And how much was the kit itself? How much did it cost to go to E85? So it costs right at like 2,900 or 3 grand pretty much to do it. And what they did is, of course, the actual flex fuel kit itself, and you got the 2 Walbro 485 fuel pumps. So those are the ones that will flow more fuel into the car itself, because regular pumps won't keep up with how much E85 you need. So of course the miles per gallon drops off quite a bit, because, well, you're just flowing a lot more fuel to it, because it burns cleaner, burns cooler, and it helps get more power out. Look at this, my back end is still clean. Usually after 3 to 4 pulls, man, I had to wash the whole car. So I kind of missed this thing, I'm not gonna lie, I really did. God, that red pops, man. On the back of that trailer yesterday, the people were just looking. Even at night, I could tell people were staring at it. So it's a beauty, guys. This car is awesome. So here's the news I gotta tell you guys, and I'm just gonna be completely honest. You guys have been with me for the last year through this whole process. So Sharif was doing all the work. By the way, guys, huge shout out to Sharif at Force Performance, to the whole team there, Bobby and everyone. I mean, seriously, guys, these guys know exactly what they're doing. I trust them with my life. I trust them with my GTR. I mean, I would drop it off for anything they say that it needs, because it needs it. I mean, high quality work. They rebuild transmissions. They do everything. They charge fair price, and it's just, I love it, man. I respect the crap out of Sharif for answering my phone calls and text messages at 10 and 11 o'clock at night on weekends. But that's what great customer service does, and it brings your customers back from far away and driving 200 miles every single time. But so here's where we're at with the dyno, guys. So the numbers are lower than what was expected for 2 reasons. First is because Sharif was actually using a different dyno today. He didn't use his because his is going through maintenance and stuff like that, no big deal. So he went to a different shop and tuned it there. So the numbers are, remember, before we're at 580 and 600 torque. Now we're at 624 wheel horsepower and 607 torque. So torque was what we were expecting to go up to like 650 and stay there, because that's the safe amount of torque you can have and not blow the transmission. Even if we did turbos next and did 850 wheel horsepower, it doesn't matter, because, well, you just don't want to push the torque itself. So we were hoping for 650 torque, and actually, honestly, we weren't supposed to go up much on the wheel horsepower itself. Sharif was thinking about 600 wheels, so the fact we'd put 627 on there on the wheel horsepower is a good thing. I didn't expect it to go over 600 on that, but he did all that. He sent me the dyno. I'm gonna post up the video right now of it doing the pulls on the dyno itself. And then he sends me a text. Well, actually, no, I sent him a text, because I was like, hey, man, so I thought it was going to be like 650 torque. And he was like, yeah, so here's the thing, buddy. Your number should have been higher if your car was running right. I was like, what? What do you mean? And he's like, man, so one of your turbos, you know, there's like, it reads boost pressure from both turbos, so you're able to tell exactly like how much each one is boosting. Your right side turbo is not doing so well. It's actually, as he called it, tired. So it's boosting about 2 pounds less than it should. So yeah, and I was like, man, what does that mean? He's like, look, man, just keep an eye on it. Don't stress yourself. It's not gonna blow on you tomorrow, whatever. But sounds like I'm gonna need turbos a lot sooner than I thought. So I was like, dude, it's 22,000 miles on it. What do you mean? And he's like, dude, come on now. You've had it since 6 and you've been abusing it every single mile on that car. So, I mean, turbos are great, but if it was stock, it would have lasted you a lot longer. You've pushed the car more than anybody ever really does. So that's on me, guys. So yes, the turbos are gonna have to get upgraded if we do anything, and they have to get upgraded quicker than we expected. Like I was saying, I was planning for the Audi R7 to go into the knife next for the turbos, because I am trying to make it the fastest in the US. That is still the game plan, and it will happen this year, hopefully, if not early next year. But this just means that we're gonna have to speed up the process for the GTR as well and get those turbos in, because I do not want a turbo to blow and throw God knows what into the motor itself. So we're on a little bit of pickle. Now here's what I think happened. Remember how we raced the RS7 with the GTR at the drag strip, right? Remember that race? It was super close. Audi R7 beat this thing, right? So we were like, oh, what the heck is going on? I kind of lost hope in the car. I started bashing it, and you guys kind of chewed me out for that, and I respect the crap out of you guys for doing that. But remember how in the next video I told you guys that turns out my boost pressure was only running at half, which is like 10 pounds instead of 20, because my car technically went to like a fail-safe mode when it comes to the turbos, and it locked itself out from doing any more. So when I talked to Sharif about that when it happened, I was like, bro, what is going on? And he explained to me, I was like, look, man, honestly, I think you've been running like that for a while, and you have the codes for it. Like, I forgot what the codes exactly meant, but it was literally saying like, hey, you're over boosting is what the code was showing. So honestly, I don't know how long I've been doing that. I don't know what could have caused that to happen, but over boosting means that I could have been running it like that for 2, 3, 4 months, where the turbos were just showing or boosting more than even the 20 or 19 pounds that we had them set at. And because of that, that body on the right side just decided to kind of slowly wear itself out. And you know, it just makes a lot of sense, because even when we're doing the street racing, remember how we said the GTR was just not performing. The M3s and the M4s that was knocking out last time, it couldn't do it. It could not do it. It could barely keep up. So that was the first red flag for me, and that's why I kind of sped up the process to get the E85, because I wanted to get the car back to the shop as well and figure out what was going on with it. But now that we know, over boosting leads to the turbos, of course, wearing out quicker. Turbos wearing out quicker means we're getting bigger turbos, which means this car is going to be it's going to be maxed out as much as we can, which I guess the next step will be the turbos and the intercooler, and that's going to run about $9,000 or so if we do it right and we don't cheap out on turbos and not do any Chinese crap on this car, and I'm not planning on it. So it's just getting more and more expensive, guys. The more I'm diving into this car, the more I'm realizing it, like, yes, I push my cars to the limit, but the more expensive the cars are, the more expensive it is to keep up with them. I mean, yes, that makes a lot of sense. I should have known that, but I'm starting to learn a really expensive fact, and that is if you want to do what you do with your cars, you better be ready to pay up for it. That's why, honestly, I'm kind of happy we're not at 650 torque on the trans, because most trans like that will last, you know, maybe a year, maybe. With my case and the way I drive my cars and how many miles I put on them, I would probably say a few months, and that's a $10,000 just to rebuild it. If you want to make it better, you're talking $20,000. So yeah, I'm not ready for that. I'll be completely honest. I'd rather just get an exotic, but since we're keeping this car, I do have to play it somewhat safe. This does not mean we're not going to be racing. That is happening probably tomorrow if the rain holds out. It's supposed to freaking rain. As you can tell, the clouds are gathering behind me, but this has been fun, guys. I'm learning as I go. Honestly, I tell you like it is. I'm showing you my experience. I'm learning with the GTR. I've never had one. I never really followed channels that had one until I got one myself. All I followed was the freaking people that were destroying everything else in GTRs and shooting, you know, 4-foot flames. I didn't know what it took to actually shoot those flames or to beat those cars, but now I'm understanding that I better have 100 or 200 grand if I really want to push this thing anywhere close to 2,000 horsepower. But thank you guys so much for watching. The E85 is on the GTR. The GTR is ready to kick some butts and take some L's or W's, whatever you want to say, or give out some L's. And I got a few people that I have in mind that I'm going to call out as soon as this video is done. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, drop a like, drop a comment, drop a subscription, and I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for all the love and support. Enjoy your lives, enjoy your cars, keep them turboing and boosting as long as possible, and if they fail, just fix it and break it again later. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.